I think we're live now.
We are. Oh, so exciting. Okay, I'm gonna take because there's a little delay. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone too.
Is that how you like follow the comment stream?
Yeah, I like to follow along if I can. I don't always see them, but I mean, you know.
Okay, I'll try this too. We've
All right,
done
cool.
dual device like Sarah. Okay.
Oh my gosh, there are eyes. Hello. There's Catherine and Donna. It's so good to see you. Jacqueline's here. Hi guys. Peggy. Oh, Peggy, I missed you. Sadie's here. So good to see everybody coming on in. Wow, that jumped up really fast. We got a lot of people real
Wow.
quick. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's been a minute since I have seen you guys.
It's been a hot minute.
It feels like it has been forever. I was just telling Sam, like, I haven't been live in so long. I feel like I've forgotten how to do this, which I know isn't necessarily true because I could literally talk to a rock.
Correct.
But
correct.
But I still had like the fluttery nerves a little bit before we went live, which is weird for me because I never did that. So, but since it has been a minute since I've been here, you guys, first of all, I have missed you all so much. Second of all, I'm still kicking. I don't want to get into it, but I'm still alive and kicking.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. What else? So to help me kind of get back into the groove of things, Sam was kind enough to join us because I actually missed, 2 in a row live.
No, you did it. You did one.
I feel like I did do one.
You did. Oh, come on. Is Sarah giving herself overly hard time right now? Yes.
A little
Yes.
bit. But I can't not be with Sam. I told Sam, I was like, I still have to have a live with you. What should we do? So Sam came up with this really cool question and answer thing. So we're not really going to be making jewelry, but we're going to be talking about jewelry. We're going to be talking about all of the things that are Sam and Sarah, which is awesome. And I think will be a good way to kind of like get me back into the groove and also just kind of keep things lighthearted, which is definitely what I need right now. And some of you out there probably need that as well because everybody goes through junk, right? So this was our way of, kind of breaking the ice again, I guess, if you will, because it's hard when you've got personal stuff going on in your life and there are like lots of questions and people are checking and want to know if you're okay. I'm totally okay. I just don't want to talk about it really right now.
I mean, boundaries are so important, Sarah.
Yeah.
Like you're allowed to have your boundaries. Can we voice that, please? You're allowed to have your boundaries.
A little louder for those in the
back. we can support you in other ways, and we are happy to do so, and we are thrilled to do so.
Well, I do want to just say that I'm so thankful before we get into the fun of this, just a little second of seriousness. The amount of love and support that I have gotten over the past week has just been absolutely incredible. I'm going through rough stuff. It's not over with and it's still really rough. But the fact that I have so many people that are constantly checking on me and making sure that I'm okay and asking me if I need anything, just the amount of support and love from this community means the absolute world to me. Like I literally have chill bumps right now just talking about it because they always say like when you go through rough stuff in life, you find out who your friends really are. And that is so true. I think people say that in a kind of a negative connotation because you find out like who's going to leave you when things get rough. And I mean that in the opposite way because this community has embraced me and some of them know my struggles and some of them don't, but they just cared enough to send me a message and say, hey, I'm thinking about you. And I just want you to know that, we've got your back. That means everything to me. And to think that there are people in this world that I don't know in a physical sense, like we only know each other online, that are willing to go out of their way to make sure that somebody that they don't necessarily know in their real life is okay, I think speaks volumes to this community, your community, my community, our joined community, and where this industry is headed. And I think it's just very uplifting. So I'm appreciative. I love everybody back. And I want you guys to spread that kind of love and kindness, not just to me and to Sam, but to everybody, because, you know, it's so important, and it makes a huge difference whether you think those little words that you said mean anything or not. They do. So that's all. That's all. I just needed to put that out there. So
yeah. And I don't think that sort of energy comes out of nowhere. So I think this is me saying your generosity is huge in all of that, and how much you give out to the world and to making people's days better.
Yeah.
So
I
think you start and like generate so much of that goodness, Sara. That's one of my favorite things about you.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, and it makes me feel like I'm on the right path. So it might be a rough one, but I'm on the right path, and I'm doing what I know how to do, and that is, you know, I make jewelry, but I really feel like I'm trying to take care of people. You know, that to me is a little bit more important than all of the other stuff combined. So, whew, okay, moving on.
So what are we doing today, Sara?
What are we doing today, Sam? Okay, so we've got a question and answer session. Sam's put like, you're on the ball with this. Like, I was fully prepared to just like read the questions off my phone. You've like put them into the system. You're going to put them on the screen. I'm excited about this, because this could either be super serious or really fun and lighthearted. And that's what I'm hoping for. I hope we get a lot of giggles and laughs out of this, but I also hope that we kind of inspire. So let's do it.
Yeah.
What are the rules?
What are the rules? With us, none. But,
right.
But I have structured it a little bit. So I have like 3 different sections. I have jewelry making questions, or like the bulk of it, not shocking. Even though we're not making jewelry today, which is a first. We're going to talk. We have some great questions that folks in your group sent in.
Okay, cool.
I had a lot of fun going through last night. I was like, ooh, what a good question. And then we have a section of personal questions. Should we want to go there? Nothing too serious.
Okay.
And then just some fun questions.
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay. First question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Bridget asks, what was the first piece of jewelry that you made that made you want to pursue a career as a designer or jewelry maker?
So are you going to answer first?
No, when I don't have an answer, I'm going to let you answer first. I haven't thought about the answers. I was just typing.
Okay, so this is funny because I don't really have like that one piece of jewelry that I can remember that I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. But I do remember a piece of jewelry that was kind of a turning point that made me realize that I was serious.
Okay.
So I'll tell you guys about that one. Some of you already know this story, but I'll tell it again anyway, because it's a good one. So when I very first started working with Bead, I had just barely gotten my feet wet with them, right? And I didn't even consider myself a professional at that point. I was just like in no man's land. I had no idea what I was doing. But they had asked me, when they very first hired me on, they had given me a task of making a bunch of jewelry pieces. And it was kind of like, we want to see what you can do kind of thing. And so I made a bunch of jewelry pieces, but I remember this one necklace in particular. It was a really long strand of pearls, and you wore it as like a kind of like a lasso lariat. It was just like one long piece, but you looped it through, and it had, what else did it have on it? It had some flowers on it that were lucite. There were some Swarovski crystals, but it wasn't like overly sparkly. It was just a classic, design of pearls, which I didn't think was anything super fantastic. But it happened that year was the same year that Bead had a booth set up at the Emmys. I believe it was either the Grammys or the Emmy. I'm pretty sure it was the Emmys. And they were in before you go in, like there were all these booths for all of these companies, and like it was like make and take with the stars.
What?
Right?
Wait. Are you about to work at this booth?
I did not work at the booth because I hadn't been with them long enough. However, the necklace that I made, my boss, Yvette, she wore that necklace to the Emmys. And I was like, this is for real. This is serious. Like, she loved that necklace enough to take it to the Emmys. So I've never been to the Emmys. I didn't get to hang out with stars, but my necklace did. So
that's fantastic.
That's the one time I knew. I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And one of these days I'm going to those Emmys in a piece of jewelry that I made. So that's like bucket list, like from here to here. One of these days that'll all come full circle. So
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Well, that was a great answer. My answer is about fruit beads.
I want
to know. So my mom used to set up at farmers market booths when she took like a pause from the corporate world for a bit and was making kids clothing, like really cute, like ponchos and things. And she did this business a little bit with my sister, and my sister would make jewelry for the booth. Me being like the younger brother, I wanted to get involved. So I would like design the earrings. I had no technique at this point. And so my sister would then loop them and put ear wires.
Yeah.
So my like first memory of making earrings was these like polymer clay citrus beads from our local bead shop.
Yeah.
I thought they were like the coolest bead in the world. I think I still have some to this day.
Awesome.
And they were also kind of in at that point. Like people liked the bright little charm earrings. And so that was my little first foray into the bead world. And that started all of everything.
I love that. I love that.
But none of my earrings went to the Emmys.
Okay, my story was just a fluke.
So
okay?
1 point for Sarah. All right, next question.
Okay.
Rachel Malice asks, what was your biggest beading mistake and what did you learn from it?
Oh, gosh. Do you have an answer for this one?
So I don't have a great memory. So give us 5 seconds. We also don't have to answer every question. We like the idea of the question is just to get our brains going.
So I don't really have like a one in particular because I feel like I deal with beading mistakes on a regular basis, and that should take the pressure off of anybody out there who's like worried. Like I've made jewelry for a million years, but I still make mistakes, and I make mistakes in like the worst possible scenarios. Like if I'm the most recent was when I was teaching a Michaels class, and so with the Michaels classes, you do the design first, and then you send it to Beadalon or wherever, and then they send all of that information to Michaels. Well, I had made a mistake in the counting of the beads, and it was a seed bead situation, and which I already am not super great at anyway. And the class comes around, and I didn't know there was a mistake. Nobody else caught the mistake. Yeah. The mistake gets caught in the middle of class by the people watching. They're like, "Oh, by the way, your count is off." And at that point, there was nothing I could do about it. So I just had to just keep going with the fact that it was all lopsided. But it's stuff like that that happens all the time, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of just an everyday. So I just look at it like as these little opportunities to be graceful in those kinds of situations, because you could very easily just totally lose it and go off the rails. And when you're teaching a class like that, or when I did live shows with JTV, like there's no take backs. You can't, what you put out there is out there. So you just have to kind of just be okay with that, like you're not perfect. And I think it's important for other people to see that you're not perfect, because it makes them feel a little bit like we're all in the same boat, so I don't know.
I think that's part of the reason why I gravitated towards wire so quickly early on, is because like I didn't understand elastic, and like I felt like I was going to break it. With stringing, I was like, I'm going to crimp it wrong. But with wire, I was just like, oh, I can see if it's working or not.
Yeah.
And as some of my first wire pieces, I remember I don't know why I shared them to Creative Bead Chat. It was the first bead group I was ever in.
Yeah.
And like I think I was like 12, and I was like sharing my like necklaces, and they were terrible.
No, they were not.
Sarah, the way that I was experimenting without any prior technique, because I after then like went to YouTube and like just taught myself from there.
Yeah.
I never took a single beading class for her ages.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But it was from that experimentation. You see like, oh, if I press on the coil with the pliers that way, they're just in a shamble, and that does not work. And lesson learned.
Yep.
So that doesn't, hopefully, Rachel, we have answered your question. 2 points to Sarah. Next question.
There's a point system? What's happening here?
Well, like your answers are clearly better than mine. And I'm fine with that. Dottie asks, I like this question. If you're on a limited craft budget, what supplies should you have on hand?
That's a good one.
I like this question a lot. I'm happy to take a stab at this one.
Yeah, go for it.
I like that there's a little bit of choose your own adventure in jewelry making.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't need to choose every adventure immediately. You can kind of pick your medium a little bit. If you want to do a little bit more wire work, stringing, elastic, seed bead, each thing does not have that crazy of buy-in. Stringing, probably you could literally get away with like one type of beadalon, whatever type of string, you'll be fine. Get yourself some decent like beadalon or soft flex crimps. Sorry, we're on Sarah's channel.
No, it's fine. It's not. You're good. You're good.
Actually, no. Start with beadalon crimps. They're cheaper to practice on.
Yeah.
But like, get the 2 miller crimps. Get yourself a decent pair of crimping pliers, and like you can start there. I remember making tons of like I used to make like acrylic kids necklaces.
Yep.
With like those big bubble beads and stuff, and like you only need bead, string, crimps, some spacers. Yep. You don't need to make it a lot. And then once you start to figure out, it's actually nice if you don't buy too much, I think, when you're starting out beading, because your taste is going to change. Like that's when it's changing the quickest. Once you've been doing a while, you have a sense of like what kind of materials you like to use, and it's a little bit easier to guess. Yeah. Like when you say like if you quickly gravitate towards stones, you'll figure that out quickly. But like starting out, don't buy a lot. Like challenge yourself to buy a few things, make things out of them, even if you don't think they'll quite go together. They actually will probably go beautifully together. Yeah. Because especially if they're beads that you like, then you're gonna like the piece. And then start to pick, and then focus on some techniques, because techniques we don't cost money.
Exactly.
Like, there has so many videos on YouTube, and you can go there and just pick one thing at a time. Yeah. And it'll be a lot of fun, and it won't be as overwhelming.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing, is that people get overwhelmed. I get so many questions. They're like, what bead stringing wire do you recommend? I'm just getting started. What wire do you recommend? I'm just getting started. And it's easy to get into that. Well, I need all of the bead stringing wires to accommodate every situation, or I need all of the gauges of the hard wires to accommodate all situations. And the truth is that that's not necessarily so. It's easy to kind of get sucked into that because there are so many options. But you're exactly right. You start out with number one, what you can afford, and then you go from there, because I do kind of preach that 7-strand, a 9-strand, a 49-strand, like there's a difference, and, and it's not about affordability in that way. But when you're just getting started, it is. Grab the 7-strand, because what happens if you start stringing and you realize, maybe I like macrame better, or maybe I like looming better, or maybe I like wire wrapping better. And then you haven't invested a whole lot of money in that, and your beads are the universal part. That's going to work just about anywhere, right? You pick out the color and beads.
Those beads aren't going anywhere. You can You can take apart old pieces and don't feel bad about it.
Oh yeah.
You could
I have a whole bag. I have a whole bag. I gotta show you.
Show and tell. What have you got?
I have a whole bag of stuff that this is like when I have a minute. This is take apart stuff to recycle the pieces. And I've actually whittled this down to just a little bit.
I would say that's nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah, because I've been through it. But like, I will take a whole piece and take the whole thing apart and take all those beads and
I would die.
It's just a little much, okay? It's just a little much. But I
want it as a wall hanging. Okay. I like that answer. It's like the beads aren't going anywhere. The supplies you can shift. I like that.
Exactly.
Great. Easy question. 2 seconds. What is your favorite gemstone? Go.
Ooh. Oh gosh. African turquoise.
Too long. Botswana agate. Go. This isn't that hard.
Carnelian. Go.
Good. Alrighty. Do you remember the very first piece of jewelry you made? Do you remember selling your first piece? You could pick either piece of this.
I don't really remember the very first piece of jewelry that I made, but I know that it was something that was knotted hemp, because that's how I got started, was making hemp jewelry for my friends and like selling it for gas money when I was a teenager.
I love that. I remember setting up at a Hanukkah fair.
Wow.
And that was the first time I really sold my pieces. And I did really well. I was very proud of myself.
That's so awesome.
I did my whole booth on the cheap. we have this store, Daiso Japan, which is like semi-national, I think. Everything's $1.50. So I got these like long ceramic trays. And so I would lay the necklace in that. So all of the earrings I would just put in an open like pillow box.
Yeah.
I did it like so cheap. It was amazing. And I did like, at least for that time, it felt like really great. And it was so fun to sell your pieces. So fun. I think I kind of missed it a little bit, because there's something a little bit more personal about selling something you've made.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And I don't get to do that as much anymore. I remember really early on selling a Tree of Life necklace that I'd worked really, really hard on. And that person still wears it to this day. So it's like, that's a memory of stuff, really.
I love that.
Yeah. We've got a technical question from Vicky.
Okay.
What could be wrong when your crimps don't crimp?
Oh, so many things could be wrong. So sometimes, I guess it kind of just depends on if it's crimp beads or crimp tubes. Sometimes you just get a batch of duds. And I've been very transparent about that. And I don't know that Beadalon necessarily appreciates that I am that way. But the truth is that in the manufacturing process, sometimes you just get a batch of duds. It happens. It could be crimps. It could be eye pins. It could be anything. And that always is kind of my first thought is, well, what if I have a batch of duds? If it seems to be an overall problem, where it doesn't matter, if you've got crimps from different companies or, different, you bought them, whatever, it could definitely be just in your technique. One of the biggest problems I think that people have is your wires crossing within the crimp. And if the wire is crossing within the crimp, not only is that detrimental to your overall longevity of the piece, because it can eventually kind of wear away that coating that is protecting the wire, but it will keep your crimp tube or your crimp bead from completely, making that separation, because that's what that notch in the crimper tool is for, is to make that separation. And if the wires are crossing, that tooth can't really come down to separate those wires out. And so a lot of times it's just in the technique itself. And
it takes practice.
It does take practice.
Because you need like 4 hands to do all this. To be able to keep the strands separate, have the necklace still held tight, and crimp it down. Like there's a little bit of coordination there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I still to this day I always get the best result with a standard like 2mm crimping plier.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I can't get anything else to work for me properly in as consistent of a way.
Yeah. Same. Exactly the same. Yep.
Okay. There's someone I'm going to try to mix a couple questions from the comments here.
Okay, cool. That's a good one. I saw that one go by.
Yeah. Did either of us apprentice anywhere? I'm very curious to hear your answer on this one.
So my answer to this one is no. I'm completely self-taught. Everything in fact, I've never taken a jewelry class at all. Like I can't remember being a student at anybody's classes.
Wow. Oh my God.
I self-taught. A lot of it was YouTube. A lot of it was just trial and error. But when I got hooked up with Beadalon, I didn't necessarily apprentice, but I studied Wyatt, and he would probably be so embarrassed to know this, but I studied his every movement when I was with him in person, when I watched him on YouTube, when I watched him on Jewel School. I would watch his hand movements. I'm a detail-oriented kind of person, so that wasn't like that's not a huge stretch for me to be that, honed in on something like that. Like I can, anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but I would watch his hand movements and then try to kind of recreate that when I was doing things. And if it didn't feel natural, I would tweak it just a little bit to make it more natural for me. And so I didn't necessarily officially apprentice, but I definitely learned so much just from watching him and really being interested in the way that he handles wire is very much like watching somebody paint. Like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's like in the sense that you would watch Bob Ross paint something. That's the way that I kind of studied Wyatt and wire.
Wyatt was your beating Bob Ross?
He was. Yes, he was. And he would be so embarrassed by that, because to think that somebody is watching you that intently. But I did, because I was very uncomfortable with wire in the very beginning. And he kind of helped me get over that by watching him be the boss of the wire. And that's what I tell everybody. So where do I get my inspiration? Sam.
Mini beads.
Sam's beads.
I was actually curious because this question had popped up, but I didn't know if we wanted to get it. It's a whole other topic of because I'm always curious where the heck you come up with all your different designs.
Yeah.
But we actually don't. We can always circle back to that one another time, because I imagine that's a whole process.
I guess I don't know.
Sarah's like, no, it's not that complicated.
No, not really.
That's funny. I had an interesting thought with this question. I feel like I never apprenticed with a jeweler, but I did apprentice. I mean, Sarah and I obviously I'm more in the bead shop world. Sarah's the bead teaching world. So we're going to answer these questions in different ways.
Right.
I more apprenticed in the gem world of anything. I guess I could tell part of the long story. So kind of what's got me started in the gem world of really kind of getting to understand it more and just loving it as just to how cool it could be was when I went to Thailand in 2012 with my family.
Yeah.
And I'd already had some contact with a woman named Tanya, who was a pretty active gem seller. And so she would shop the Bangkok gem markets.
Yeah.
And then she had a little Etsy shop, and she was really known a nice, really amazing, but small community of people who just really trusted her because she was so honest about the beads, anything she could say about the sourcing and the treatment, those things that are really hard about when you're first getting going with buying gemstones.
Oh yeah.
And something I was in at that time when I was still learning so much and scared of purchasing certain stones because I'm I don't know exactly what to look for, the questions to ask, how to tell if the settler's being genuine with you.
Right.
So she was amazing and totally took me under her wing, and we got to spend the weekend together going to the markets. She took me to her favorite vendors. I brought back to where I fell in love with Botswana agate, which is some of the most beautiful banding, and and then we just kind of stayed in contact after that. And I learned so much about just being an honest seller and human.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel it was more of a life lesson for me of just how to be a good person to the people around you. And she was a similar kind of generous spirit that you were. Her health declined later that year, and we sadly lost her.
Oh.
But I think so many, and I think people, I wouldn't be surprised if some people in the comments here actually had purchased from her. Because she was just a shining light in this bead community who I just still think about of how can I pass on that?
Yeah.
That honesty and integrity that that she like was so important to her.
Yeah.
So that's if that answers that question.
It does, and you're doing it. So she would be so happy to see what you're doing because you're honest and keeping the integrity. That's huge because not all vendors and sellers are that way. And to build your business,
it makes it harder for me because I have to with my sourcing, I have to be so careful who I'm working with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's some people like I will only buy certain stones from them because I'm like, I only trust you like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also answers that question of like source, like it's important to find people you trust that you want to buy beads from. Like find the people you like and stick to them because
exactly. Yeah.
if you're just buying all over the place, you're gonna hit more bumps. Than you'd like. That's kind of a beading mistake I've heard. I've piles of beads that are like, oh, this is not the quality that I wanted.
Right.
That's why I started, my sister was working with some like round drook beads when she was making leather wrap bracelets. And she was buying check glass. And I was like, talking to her, I was like, wait, can't we just get you like these from like China, maybe a lot cheaper? Because we were paying so much it felt like a lot per strand.
Right.
And we ordered them from China and then they weren't as even as the check glass was. And I still have this pile of like misshapen glass beads to this day. And then that's when I started sourcing check glass. Was like, oh, there's a difference here. There's a real craftsman difference to purchasing check glass.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, okay, next question. Wow, I didn't know why. Sarah, I think somehow you get me to talk more too.
I like it. I tend to have that effect.
Oh, I love this question from Susie. Oh, I typed it in wrong. Aside from basil tools. Aside from basic tools, what's one random tool that you love and would recommend and one you feel you wasted money?
Wow.
Puppy.
Okay, you go first. Let me think for a second.
Oh, geez. The first one that comes to mind is the simple looper. I don't like it.
That's my answer too.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't either. No, it's weird because I've run into people who swear by it and they don't go anywhere without it. And every bead class that they go to, they take their simple looper with them. But I just never had that luck with it. I never got it to work the way that I wanted it to. And I felt like, well, this is lame. So I was totally disappointed with it. But other people love it. So.
And then, okay, so we did, look at us. So we answered the negative side of this first. Sorry. I did. What is a tool that we love, that we each love?
Oh, I know mine.
Yeah, I thought you might grab that.
Yeah. Which is funny because for the longest time, I did not own this. I did not have it. And I every time I looked at it on the Beadalon site and in the catalogs, I was like, why would I ever want that? And I use this every single day of my life. So I didn't know what I was missing.
It's also like $8 for 4 different shapes. I know. That's so satisfying.
It's the most affordable tool there is.
Yeah. I had a hard time finding that on the Beadalon site recently, but if you just search the word triangle on their site, it'll pop up.
Good to know. That's weird.
Yeah. I went to wire everything. I literally could not find it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got me going on that tool. I literally taught a class with that tool on Friday. And my tool, I love bail making pliers.
Me too.
I find them, I love being able to make whatever size loop I want.
Yep. Those are
I don't have the small size ones. I only have like larger size ones. I want to eventually get a smaller size one.
Yeah.
But that's a good tool. Because aside from basic tools, of course, we like I love a pair of good pair of flush cutters, of course. Oh God, should we do the scavenger hunt next, or should I do?
Yes, because I don't even know what that is. So yes.
Okay, this is inspired by Cynthia. My sister came up with a mini scavenger hunt. We have 1 minute, which I don't know what means to time us. Grab something rough, something large, something yellow. And I'm in my home, so I I have to remember yellow, large, rough. Ready?
Yep.
I'm leaving. I'm gonna leave the screen.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Go.
Oh my gosh. Rough. Something rough. What the heck? I have 2 dogs that go rough. Does that doesn't count, right? Okay, I got something yellow. Something large. Something large. Oh, snap. I have no idea.
Sarah, help.
I need help. Something large. What? Okay. Okay.
I did it. I did it.
I don't have anything rough yet.
Okay.
Something rough?
I did it.
Of course you did. I don't have anything rough.
Oh, please. Nothing? A nail file.
I got that. Okay.
Wait, dogs go rough. I love that. Okay. Okay, what do you got?
Okay, so for my something rough, I got an emery board.
Good. Good tool to have around.
For something big, I have a big S.
Love it. I want one.
And then for something yellow, I have these all over my office, and that's the only reason I'm sharing this is because I have these, Post-its. Like I'm the Post-it queen. Yes. I have a million Post-its. Yes. This one says 11 eye pins, 1 head pin, chain, 2 6mm jump rings, and a clasp. It also says 3 inches of 18 gauge wire and 4 inches of 18 gauge wire. Just in case you're curious, like what my yellow Post-its say, that's the kind of information they have.
I love that. I love Post-its so much. I have an amethyst geode.
Of course, something gorgeous, right? Yes.
Oh God. My yellow's boring. It's a Frisbee. And
sweet.
Rough, I found some sea glass.
Yours are so much better. Points to Sam.
Of course, it's not like in a display bowl or anything. It's still in a bag, but like, oh well. Okay, we did. That was exhausting. Probably never run again. Technique question. Every time I make a wrap wire loop, the loop is slanted. Why?
Oh, so there's a lot of reasons why that could be. But my biggest question about this is the question that Sam was kind of like, what are you doing? You've changed my life with loops. Is remember I was looping and leaving it on the pliers and then using like my bent chain nose plier. All of those little things can make a huge difference. Mm-hmm. Whereas some people will make a loop, take it off, and then hold the loop between the pliers to do the wrapping. My suggestion is to try either one of those. Like if the one that you're doing isn't working, try the opposite of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's always those tiny details. Like for me, my issue with my simple loops was I didn't grab it right at the end of the wire. So when I came to bring it around, the whole thing wasn't round.
Right.
It just like I think Rachel noticed it. Rachel Mouse noticed it. She's like, Sam, you're not grabbing at the end. So it always comes down to small things that you can adjust.
Yeah. And just practice.
Yeah, I remember I made when I was first learning wrap loops, I just made a whole necklace. And then by the end of it, it was a little bit better.
Yeah, that's what I did. I would make rosaries for family and friends, though nobody I know is Catholic. I just like rosaries. Yeah. And that was a really good way to practice because there's a lot of loops in a rosary. So that was a good way to practice doing them over and over and over again. And they did get better.
It's gonna be slow and suck at first. That's okay.
Yep.
We're not here to beat ourselves up. We're making jewelry.
That's right.
What are your favorite jewelry items to give as gifts? Asks Leonore.
You can't go wrong with earrings, but I feel like the problem I run into with earrings is some people like big earrings and some people don't. And I'm always like, bigger is better. So I like bracelets because you can look at it. Like if you have a bracelet on, it's not just for the people looking at you. Like you can actually admire it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I was always a big earring gift giver because I can make them quickly.
Yeah.
When I needed to make a lot of gifts, like especially like in school when you have like a bigger list of people you want to gift to. There's one year I literally just made a bunch of charm earrings, literally like no beads, just one charm on each, and a whole bunch of different charms. And I like brought a little tub of them in. And instead of like picking it out, I would just say like, oh, do you want to, you can like just pick a couple pairs of earrings from this.
Yeah.
And it actually like worked out really nicely because you got to people, like my friends got to like pick out the ones they liked.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
And it doesn't, and you can do it pretty inexpensively. Puppy, Sarah, I'm trying to get a dog so bad. You're not helping. I'm trying to, well, also trying not to, but like.
You need a puppy in your life.
I know, like really badly.
If I lived closer, you could borrow mine, but.
I just like hear the dog. I'm like, oh, I want to cuddle with it. What's he doing?
I don't know. Quit that. He's banging on the floor. I don't know what his problem is. Albert. Now he's looking at me like, I'm not doing anything.
What do you wish you had known when you first started your business?
Oh, okay. You go first because you're actually officially a business. I'm not necessarily officially a business.
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot. There's just, you learn so much by starting. Keep good books.
Yeah.
Keep good books. It's hard. Or accept that you're terrible at it. And ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. If you don't like have a Kathy Wasserline near you.
Her answer is Sarah, ... math.
It's okay to ask for help. Yeah, there's just a lot of small things, and you're not going to be good at all of them to start. And I think I was really mean to myself about that. Like when I first started, it was like, oh, why am I so bad at paying sales tax? I'm like, oh, because you've never done it before. Like they're not making it easy. I live in California, which is the worst sales tax state in the country because it's based on destination. Yeah. Not where you're shipping from. Well, it's based on both, but it's like more based on where it's going. So it just makes it horrible. Yeah. Find that it's okay to ask for help with the things you're not good at. There's people who can help, I'm sure, in your life. Yes. Oh my gosh. And that's true everywhere. Like not even just with your business. And it took me a really long time to get to that point because people would offer to help me, like Kathy and Joan, they would offer to help. And I would be like, no, I can do this. I'm a one-man army. I can do. And the truth is that that's just not so. It's okay to ask for help, whether it's in your business or just anywhere in your life. It's totally okay to say, you know what? I can't do all of it by myself. Yeah. Oh, also don't undercharge yourself for your pieces. Oh yeah, that's stop huge. It, please. Like, yeah. I'm not fully comfortable always telling people like that you're undercharging. Yeah. Unless they're asking me like, do you think how is this priced? Which is, I think, probably actually a good way to operate in general. Oh, I will just tell you. Like I've been known to tell people. You can ask Jana. I went to Jana's Etsy shop and I was like, Jana, we can't be friends if you don't up your prices. Like, because I know the time it takes to make some of these pieces, and I scroll some of my customers' Etsy shop. Like, I know what you paid for that, and then I see how much time you went in to make that, and you're not charging for your supplies and your time. People never charge enough for their time. Exactly. And that's a piece of pricing calculation. I intentionally didn't put that as a question today because pricing is like its own piece. Yeah. And there's like really good articles online about that. Right. But don't be afraid. You got to think about who you're selling to. Like you need to charge enough. Yeah. The Lynn Belmont in my group says it is just as much effort to sell $1 million house as it is to sell a $100,000 house. Yep. So I think that is a really amazing advice when you're thinking about who you want to sell your jewelry to, like, and trying to build a business. Yeah. the same amount of effort to make that necklace. And if you, and I know this is further complicated based on what people are able to pay and whatnot, but like you have to try to at least put yourself where you want to be.
Exactly.
You'll never be in that place.
Yep. Yeah.
There was a time when I was horrified to charge for a $10 item.
Oh yeah, me too.
Horrified.
Yeah. Yeah, and I still struggle with that. But it's funny because I still struggle with it, but I'm like this voice of reason to everybody else. It's like, do as I say, not as I do. But I tell everybody, like in my paid group, we talk about this a lot. My biggest kind of reference point to this is like, look at a plumber. If you need to hire a plumber, there's a reason why, like, I can't plumb. I don't know if that's like grammatically correct, but like if I need a plumber, I don't know. But if I need a plumber because there is a plumbing issue in my house, I'm going to hire a plumber to do it. The same is said when it comes to making jewelry. Somebody who is going to come to you for a necklace or an earring or a bracelet or whatever it is, they're coming to you because they can't do it themselves. If they could, they would, but they are going to pay you for your service of making that piece of jewelry. So you have to be willing to put yourself in that same kind of level as other people. I feel like a lot of times jewelry makers are like, oh, it's just a hobby. It's nothing serious. But the truth is that not everybody can do what you do. So you have to be able to charge for that, you know? So
and I understand starting out, like often like beginners will charge less because they're not as confident about the pieces. And I get that for a time.
Right.
But at a certain point, your pieces are good enough.
Yeah.
They are.
They are. And when you finally kind of step into that, the customers know it. It's real weird how that happens, whether you're selling in person or you're selling online. But when people come to your site or they come to your booth and they see, don't ever be afraid to price things correctly, because that shows that you are serious and that you take your work seriously, and your customer is going to appreciate that. You know, what was it? Somebody said to me the other day, and I think I posted it about, you know, if you can't afford it, or people don't buy things that they can't afford every day or something like that. Like the people, I kind of get the sentiment. Yeah. You know, it's kind of the same thing. Like if they are going to complain about your prices and make you feel bad about it, that's not your customer.
No.
You know, that's not your customer, and you don't need to chase customers. The customers need to come to you.
Yeah. And it's hard. We had someone was asking like, so when someone says your prices are too high, how do you react? And there's so many good questions in these comments, by the way. And I'm sorry that we can't, like, we're going to have to do another one of these because these questions are so too. Yeah. First, just acknowledge that it's a hard feeling to like have to deal with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like at the end of the conversation, they're going to move on, and they probably weren't the right fit. Exactly. Unfortunately, you could have a smaller section of your booth that's like some more affordable pieces if you want to appeal to it. Like I understand, because there's a time in my life when I really I had all my gifts. I couldn't afford a lot, like as a student, and like so like yeah, I get wanting to still be able to let people enjoy your pieces, but the bulk, you got to think about the bigger picture. If you're like thinking about your booth, like I don't know. I don't think the $5 earrings are necessarily going to pay the bill.
Exactly.
Maybe it could be it could be one piece of your sales. Sure.
Right.
No, but it's a hard conversation. Like you can choose to explain to them, or you don't. That's up to you. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Or offer, if they want to buy 3 pieces, maybe you'd be willing to offer them a discount on the multiple pieces. Maybe reframe it, find ways to reframe it.
Right. Yep.
That takes the conversation out of like, why does this piece cost this much?
Yeah.
But that's a tricky question. There's some people who have been selling their jewelry for a long time, and I'm also curious to hear their thoughts on this, that question.
Yeah.
Okay, we have wow, there's so many. How late do you want to go today, Sarah?
I'm not in a hurry to go anywhere. You know, I can stick around for another like 20 minutes. Do you have another 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Anne asks, what is your dream place to go to for beads overseas?
That's all you. That's
okay. I want to go to Jaipur. Jaipur is just like where like they cut so many beautiful beads in India. And I just want to see how the operations really work.
Yeah.
And I think I've heard there's just like people sitting on like literally sitting on their booths that are just beads.
Yeah.
I just want to experience it. I heard these markets are just enormous. I just thought it's a dream of mine to get to just experience that craziness.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. I would also go back to Thailand because those gem markets were still was pretty impressive. They had like there were a lot of Indian imports there, but also other places.
Yeah.
Like Bali silver, they had lots. It was a bigger mix in those markets.
Yeah.
And that was cool too. More questions. We sort of did this. Let's see. We'll keep going. We did something similar. Okay, Nicole, what's your favorite technique to teach? This goes to you, Sarah.
Oh, that's hard because it's actually kind of a toss-up between two things. So I wrapped loop all day long, every day, all day, every day. I love to see somebody master a wrapped loop. I love to see people just practice a wrapped loop. But my close second favorite, which I don't do nearly enough, is pearl knotting with the knotter tool. I love to see somebody's aha moment of getting that, because it's such a cool technique and such a traditional. I think that's what gets me with it is that it's such a traditional method of beading. And, you know, pearls traditionally are knotted. There's something so regal about the way that they feel. And to be able to teach somebody else how to do that and show them that they totally can do that with just one little tool.
Wow.
It's good stuff, because they'll take that and use it in so many, not just with pearls, but with everything. And it truly is about that. There's like a formula to the steps to do that. Whereas like with wire wrapping, you can fudge it, you can kind of make it your own and tweak it. But with the knotter tool, like it's step 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to follow those. But once you get it, and it's good forever. It's awesome.
That's cool. I haven't tried the knotter tool.
Oh,
I've only done Danielle's like 2-card technique.
Yeah.
Which is very fun.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, let's see. I think we're starting to move into our next section of questions.
Okay.
Which are the more personal / fun questions.
Okay, cool. Yay!
Wanted to ask of Sarah and Neil, who would win at arm wrestling?
So my answer to this question was, if Neil has on his cowboy hat, he wins hands down, because you automatically get arm wrestling strength from a cowboy hat. I mean, that's just a rule.
I agree. I concur with this answer. Alice asks, what's your favorite Christmas memory?
Oh gosh. What's yours?
Okay, so I'm Jewish, but I put this question intentionally because I actually do have Christmas memories, because my voice teacher in high school was like the Christmas goddess. And she was also like a big jewelry customer of mine. She was like the main person who would like order like pieces. She would order me to make pieces for her Christmas gifts. Yeah. And also I made all the necklaces for her wedding. Oh. We did little like silver wrapped amethyst brios. Yeah. For all her bridesmaids.
That's awesome.
She made me feel like I didn't grow up with Christmas. I love Hanukkah, but there's something about Christmas that is very fun. So she had the most amazing Christmas parties. I remember one year I got to put up the tree with her. We brought it in, and it was so much fun. And that's why I still love Christmas to this day, and why I have a tree in my office.
That's awesome. I love that.
What about you?
So my Christmas memory is kind of like this is like a pre-Christmas, like this is, I don't guess it matters if it was on Christmas Day or not, obviously. But something that's just like, I don't know, it's just like you have like these happy places that sometimes you go to in your brain. And one of mine is Christmas related, where in my grandparents' house when I was a kid, there was a little some sort of pine tree in the front yard. It wasn't very tall. It was maybe like, I don't know, 5 feet tall. It wasn't huge, but it was just like a couple of steps from the front porch. And every year when we would go to my grandparents' house to put up the tree, my grandpa would put outdoor lights on that one tree. And they were always like those big, the really big chunky bulbs, you know? And I can remember him like it being almost dark, the sun's going down, and he always wore these hats that had these flaps that covered your ears.
Like at nighttime?
Yeah. And he would go out there with like he'd be all bundled up and it would be cold and the wind would be blowing.
Oh, for the coldness. I thought you were like going to talk about a sun hat. I understand.
No. Like a winter time, you know, with to cover your ears. And he would go out there and like, you know, put the lights on the tree, but he was so grumpy about it. He was just a grumpy tree. Like, I don't know. He wasn't grumpy about decorating the tree, but putting these particular lights on this tree outside, he was always just kind of gruff and grumpy about it. And like, it was just so sweet, you know? And I think about that, like, I just miss that grumpy grandpa out there putting those lights up.
I love that it's on the one tree. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Sam, have you ever got to chop down your own tree? No, I have not. I have a plastic tree currently. Are we night owls or morning people? Night owl.
I'm a night owl too.
Yes.
I'm a night owl in a really weird way. My kids make fun of me because I'm like, I got to be in bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, but I'm not asleep. I don't go to bed until late. But I like want that time to like get in my bed and play a game or watch something or just like decompress from the whole day. If you catch me before I've had coffee in the morning, you better have on like a full like football pads and a helmet. Like I will throw things and cuss at you just because I'm just not a morning. I don't do mornings at all.
I went to a 7:30 a.m. swim this morning. No idea how. No idea. Like I usually go to 8:30, the latest slot possible. And I was like, oh no, but I gotta squeeze everything in this morning. We gotta go early. And the guy in my lane was way too fast. He was like, I swim in the slow lane and he was fast. And I said, I can't keep up with you. I'm sorry. Truly can't. You're too fast. And he was like quite a bit older than me. So I hope he got some like enjoyment out of being faster than this young guy. Kelly Hawkins asks, what did you think your career would be when you were in high school?
So I was, I'm a beauty school dropout. And when I was in high school, that's what I thought I was going to do. I thought I was going to do makeup, runway makeup for runway models for fashion shows. That was like my dream. And I started school to do that and then didn't finish. So, but that's what I thought I was going to do.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. But it has such a design element and all of that.
Yeah. And I still love to paint faces. That's my favorite thing, to put makeup on a person or to paint like a 3-dimensional face.
Yeah.
I used to like when I would get coloring books when I was a kid, I wouldn't color the picture, but I would go to the faces and I would do the faces on all of the characters in the coloring book. I just have a thing about faces. Like they're the most beautiful thing in the whole world to me. So
have you ever come up with like a face pendant? Like wire pendant?
No, I have. I do have a ton of clay faces. This one is the one that hangs on my. So he's just a sad clown, but he's made out of clay and I painted him up. He's made out of polymer.
You look at that every day?
I love clowns. I know that's weird. Most people hate clowns. I love clowns, but yeah. Nope. I have lots of clowns in this room.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll do rapid fire. Our last questions are pretty easy, I think.
Okay, cool.
How do we meet? I think Wanda and some of the other lovelies said you need to meet. Yep. Who are your hero? Who's your hero?
Oh, I have a couple. Mike Rowe is probably my first hero.
Uh-oh, who's that?
So you know the guy who used to do Dirty Jobs? Did you ever watch Dirty Jobs?
Yeah.
So Mike Rowe, he started out as like a he did like QVC and like shop at home. Like he was an infomercial guy, right? Okay. And he worked his way up to this like powerhouse in the discovery world where he's Mike Rowe.
Wow.
And people want him for his voice and his personality. And like, that's my dream is like, I miss live TV so bad. Like I mourn for it every single day. And so Micro is like, he's like my hero. Like he started from nothing and became just this huge force in the TV world. And that's what I want so bad.
Do you ever think it's a little crazy that like people know who you are in the bead world?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I haven't been done doing this as long as you. And sometimes like I feel that to a very like small degree. And I'm like, wait, what's happening here? That's weird.
It's weird to me that people that I like have like I fangirl over designers that are in the industry and have been in the industry forever, and they send me a friend request on Facebook, and I'm like, hold on, you know who I am? Like, really? You know me?
Yeah.
That's weird. It's weird to me. It's weird.
I love that. Next. For my sister, what's your fave clothing store?
Oh my gosh. Macy's. Macy's is my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. It's on my bucket list to go to the Macy's in New York. Like, I love Macy's. We don't have Macy's
downtown,
here.
Like a down, like it was, I don't, on Fifth Ave. Which one?
Yeah. Where they have the Thanksgiving Day parade, like the Macy's, the big Macy's. That's
downtown. I feel like I should know this. I lived there for 3 years. Okay. I never went. Mine's so basic. I like H&M and
yes.
I don't know. I don't like to spend a lot of money on clothing. It's not my thing. When are Sam and Sara going to do a snack challenge?
I was thinking about that this morning. So I'm all of a sudden very, very tight budget, but I have an allowance for this. So I think around like New Year's, we should do the snack challenge. So I'm going to do it where I'm going to order stuff for both of us. I'm going to split it up. I'm going to send you part of it and I'll have part of it, and we'll do just like we're doing right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can also like, if you tell me a list, I could try to find it locally.
I'm afraid you won't buy it if you do that, though. You're going to look at it and be like, I'm not eating that.
Amazing. Looking forward. If you could be one Halloween character permanently, who would you be?
Halloween character permanently? Oh, wow. Who would you be?
As some sort of Disney princess. Elsa.
I love it.
Or Olaf. Gosh. Olaf would be very fun. If I could be as funny as Olaf, the snowman.
You totally are like warm hugs. Like, yes. One for Halloween forever. Oh my gosh. I have no idea.
We've stumped Sara.
Yeah. Well, the ringmaster. I'm always the ringmaster. That's like, if I could just be that permanently, that's what I would be permanently. It's just the ringmaster. I have the whole. Yeah.
I love
the ringmaster of the creepy circus.
Okay. I wrote this one. What in the real world do you think is basically magic?
Oh.
I haven't thought about my answer to this one because I think a lot of things are like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, the moon. I don't understand how the moon works. It's too big, and like it moves the entire oceans around. I think that's too much for me.
Yeah. Whoa. What a question, Sam. Oh man, what do I think is magic? Internet. That's pretty magical. Like it didn't exist and then it did, and like where does all that information go?
What was it? What did I was distracted?
The internet.
Oh. That I sort of get because it's like basically one giant hard drive that we're all connected to.
But where? And like where does all that? But where does the information go afterwards? Like,
I guess it's all stored again, like it's like these giant, like how Facebook went. I don't know. It's these giant warehouses that are just like a hard drive.
That's just weird to me. That's like that's a lot for me to take.
Fair. What's your most useless talent? And then we have one more question.
Oh, I have two that are fantastic, and no, I will not do them. But if you get me drunk enough, I will.
Okay.
So I can do a great Cher, and I can do a spot on Britney Spears. Not happening.
Word of shot. I don't know my useless talent. I don't know. I can sing opera. It feels
That's not useless.
It's pretty useless at this point. It's like fun useless. It's like party trick. Also, like I enjoy. But I don't know I couldn't think of anything else for this one. It'll come to me like later, like in 5 hours. Last one. What's your favorite reality TV show?
Probably 90 Day Fiance. Just because it's such a train wreck.
I just keep hearing this show.
You need to watch it. Don't watch all of it. There's so many, but like pick one or two. I'll tell you which couples to watch. Just pick one or two of the couples and just see. It's a guilty pleasure. I just can't. I don't know.
My roommates finally got me to watch my first season of The Bachelorette recently.
Yeah.
Katie's season. I like mostly enjoyed it. I was a little disappointed by the ending.
Yeah.
And then my sister and I started Love on the Spectrum season 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
That was actually really good.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really charming. We were laughing like the entire time.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. But what other reality TV show do I watch? I don't think I watch. I think I watch more like dramas. Like I love a drama.
I do too. But this time of year, I guess these qualify as like reality TV. I like the Halloween Baking Championship and like, you know, because it's like a contest and they have to bake these great Halloween desserts and stuff. I love that. That's fun.
I do love a cooking show. I love Chopped, and I wish I had the skill, like full skill set, and was on Chopped.
You could totally be on Chopped.
I love Chopped. I sometimes do it to myself when I like haven't gone grocery shopping. I'm like, Sam, you need to make something out of this BS that you have in this cabinet. Like, and it's sometimes I made something horrible recently, but sometimes not bad. Not bad at all.
I'm learning to kitchen. I know, right? Because like I would tell you, you know, I can boil water and I can make cereal, and that's like kind of the extent of it. But because now it's just me and the kids, and there's not another adult that cooks, I had to learn how to kitchen again, and I'm doing okay. I could use some lessons from Sam, but I'm doing okay.
Oh my God, I would be happy to help in this arena. from my mom, I love cooking.
I love to eat.
Yeah, same.
I'm an eater, not necessarily a cooker.
Yeah, I spend like an hour making a dish, and I eat that dish in about 3 minutes. Yeah. Well, now I'm hungry.
Me too, and it's lunchtime, so.
Yep. Well, that was actually really fun. I hope.
Fun.
I hope folks watching that you got some enjoyment out of that.
Yeah, and let us know if you'd like for us to do it again, because we can do this again, like, you know, a few weeks from now, after this one's kind of made its rounds. I think it's fun. I love the questions I love all the personal questions too, because it gets people to like know us. But we had some really good questions today about jewelry and business, and so I would love to do this again. Totally.
Yeah, I like that we come from different parts of this world. So
Yeah.
I like it. I like the jewelry questions a lot.
Yeah.
That was fun. So we're gonna hop off.
Yeah.
And everyone have a beautiful day.
Yes. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us. And for my hardwired group, we've got a class today. So better get ready.
Oh my God. What are we making?
4:30 Eastern time. We're making, I'll show it to you. Making these beautiful wire pendants.
Oh my God. Ooh, wait, that's amazing. When? Oh my God.
4:30 p.m.
1:30 my time? I think, okay, I better try to make this work. That looks really fun. When do signups open again for the Hardwire group?
So the signups for the Hardwire group happens at the end of each month. So it's usually like the last week of the month into the beginning of the next month. We open for what we call open enrollment, like Medicare. And you can come and be a part of the paid group where we do projects that are just a little bit harder. Not always, but we definitely focus on technique a lot more than where I do with just the regular lives. But I'll be back for everybody else. They're playing with a rabbit like right here on the edge of my table.
I was like, are they trying to eat you? What's happening?
They're trying to eat each other's rabbits. Stop that. Stop that. Anyway, we are sorry about that. We didn't do jewelry today, but I'll be back on Friday. Just our regular schedule is picking right back up. So we've got Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern time for Feel Good Friday. I'm working on kits right now. I've got gemstone necklaces that are so pretty. So looking forward to that. What do you got going on this week?
Well, yesterday was a federal holiday, so that means I get to go drop off the bead box right after this at the post office.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my favorite. I mean, in 3 days, it's my favorite when everyone starts getting it.
Yeah.
And then I get to see your reaction hopefully soon.
Oh, yes.
And it's really pretty.
I can't wait.
So that's my main. I got to go get that out. And then I got like meetings, whatever, or I don't know. I got random things. Got to talk to a couple like cutters. I don't know, boring. Nothing crazy.
No, that's fun.
Monday's and yesterday was like live sale day, so that was like showtime. But Tuesdays are a little calmer. I'm good. I'm excited, and that's good. I need that today.
Yeah.
And this put me in a really, really great mood, Sarah.
Me too.
I appreciate you so much.
Oh, back at you.
And I hope this was a little bit what you needed right now.
Absolutely was exactly what I needed. So I cannot even begin to express my gratitude just for your friendship in general. I mean, you're just an awesome friend, and and then sharing this with me, just yes, thank you. It was exactly what I needed, and I hope it was what somebody else out there needed too. So
yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again.